Hello, happy Sabbath, and welcome back to a chapter a day. I am going to be reading two chapters today of Proverbs 12 and 13, and I pray that you're having a good rest today. This is the day for you to take that rest. You will command it to do so, remember. Okay, so let's begin. Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. A good man obtaineth favor of the Lord, but a man of wicked devices will be condemned. A man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous shall not be removed. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. The wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. A man shall be commended according to his wisdom, but he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. He that is despised and hath a servant is better than he that honoureth himself and lacketh bread. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. All of these things are sayings that when we think about them, we can say, that's true, that's true. Verse 11, he that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding. The wicked desireth the net of evil men, but the root of the righteous yieldeth fruit. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble. You notice how they keep comparing, making comparisons between right and wrong, good and bad, wicked and, the righteous and the wicked. Verse 14, a man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of a man's hands shall be rendered unto him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, we know that, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. A fool's wrath is presently known, but a prudent man covereth shame. He that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit. There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil, but to the counselors of peace is joy. There shall no evil happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief. Lying lips are abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight. A prudent man concealeth knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaimeth foolishness. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. Heaviness in the heart of man maketh it stoop, but a good word maketh it glad. And that is so true. That's why when we see people feeling down or looking, sad, we ought to say something to help cheer them up in some way. Verse 26, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. The slothful man roasteth not that which he took in hunting, but the substance of a diligent man is precious. In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. So it's encouraging us to live righteously. And that's the end of Proverbs chapter 12. So I'm going to go right into Proverbs 13. A wise son heareth his father's instruction, but a scorner heareth not rebuke. A man shall eat good by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of the transgressor shall eat violence. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. When I was growing up in high school, someone wrote in my yearbook, a little notepad, it is better to remain silent and let people think that you're a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. And that has stuck with me forever. Don't know why they wrote it there, but I guess maybe they wanted to tell me something. Okay, but I've always remembered that, and it is so true. Oh, mercy. Verse 4. The soul of the sluggard desireth and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. A righteous man hateth lying, but a wicked man is loathsome and cometh to shame. Righteousness keepeth him that is upright in the way, but wickedness overthroweth the sinner. There is that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing. There is that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches. The ransom of a man's life are his riches, but the poor heareth not rebuke. The light of the righteous rejoiceth, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well-advised is wisdom. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. And we know that. We hear the testimonies of many people who have won money, like the lotto and other things that they were just given. They didn't earn it. We hear the stories. Verse 12. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. The law of the wise is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. Good understanding giveth favor, but the way of transgressors is hard. Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge, but a fool layeth open his folly. A wicked messenger falleth into mischief, but a faithful ambassador is health. Poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction, but he that regardeth reproof shall be honored. You know, they say sometimes there are some people you cannot tell anything, they will not listen, because they are always justified in their own minds. That's foolishness. Verse 19. The desire accomplished is sweet to the soul, but it is abomination to fools to depart from evil. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. I'm sure all of our parents have mentioned something to this, content, to us, to this context, I should say. Every parent must have said that to their child. Verse 21, evil pursueth sinners, but to the righteous good shall be repaid. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. And we saw that happen a lot with the children of Israel. Much food is in the tillage of the poor, but there is that is destroyed for want of judgment. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. That means don't let your children get away with wrongdoing. And when they say the rod, it doesn't always mean you have to whoop them within inches of life. I mean, a spanking here, a slap on the hand there, or sometimes just a stern talking to is reproof. And verse 25, the righteous eateth to the satisfying of his soul, but the belly of the wicked shall want. And these are all well thought of sayings that have been written here for us. And if we really ponder them, we just keep shaking our head. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I understand that. And that's the end of our reading of Proverbs chapter 13. So I read 2 chapters today, 12 and 13. Thank you all for listening once again. Remember, faith comes when we hear God's word. Enjoy the rest of your Sabbath day. Bye.